I wanted to come on and just talk about something that I've been noticing a lot lately. And it is that not all agents are created equally, right? But in the sense of, as agents, honestly, in this day and age, our job really isn't limited to helping you find a home. Most of my buyers find their own home. What I'm talking about is that critical thinking piece, that problem solving piece, that let's all collaborate with the same goal of getting you to the closing table piece, whether we're on the buying side or the listing side. So this is something my business partner and I actually just had a conversation about, and I've lived it, she's lived it, I've spoken with other agents in the industry, they've lived it, and it's really important that when you're selecting an agent, whoever you pick has amazing critical thinking skills, because in this industry things just move so fast and there are literally hundreds of decisions to be made at any time, to where if you have an agent that's like, oh, I don't know, or we'll see what happens, or I guess this deal's just not going to happen, which I had an agent say that to me, then you don't really have the best person representing you. Sometimes my clients they forget their goals, they forget their budget that they set, they forget their preferences that we talked about. So whenever I have a client, I always do an intake and we sit down for at least an hour. I've had clients complain about that amount of time, but I tell them, you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of y'all get upset when Wendy's get your 4 for 4 wrong. So of course I'm going to do my due diligence as an agent and really sit down and gain a thorough understanding of what it is that you desire out of the transaction before we move forward spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. Everybody's going to be on the same page. But in that conversation, we discover what your goals are, what your motivation is, what's going to help get you to the closing table. And sometimes throughout the transaction, I have to remind you, like, hey, do you remember when we talked about this? And when you said that you don't want this, you really want that. Or when you told me that if you spent above this amount of money, your monthly budget might be thrown out of whack. So during the transaction, you're feeling emotional because you're excited. This is your home. You're buying it or selling it. But as a professional, as an agent, I'm there. Yes, I'm excited for you, but this is my profession. This is my business. So I'm there from the perspective of, I know what my client would like, and I know what it takes to get them there, because this is what I do day in and day out. So I say all this to say, when you pick your agent, choose wisely, because in all honesty, helping you find a house, putting a for sale sign on the yard, that's not our jobs. Our job is to guide you to the closing table. DM me with any questions.